Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to tell you about a very special moment I had when I was younger. That's the moment that I realized that Sailor Moon was the hero for me. See, growing up, I loved watching Sailor Moon as a kid. It was like one of the most amazing, different things I had ever watched. You know, I was used to watching like comedy cartoons and superhero stuff, but I had never quite seen anything similar to that of Sailor Moon. It was like a revelation had like went on just because of this one like anime series. And the moment I knew that, like, see, I always liked the cartoon series when I watched it. Even from the first episode, I knew that Sailor Moon was a hero, even though she didn't really seem like she was one. It was towards the end when she transformed and she had to fight that evil monster thing. And the things that happened in that episode let me know that, oh wow, she's pretty cool. But there's one moment in particular that just sparked something in me. And that's the season 1 finale when Sailor Moon fights Cream Barrel or Metalia. It's when she was in her Uber form. Because, like, see, this is what led up to it. See, Sailor Moon and the Sailor Scouts or Guardians, what you want to call them, which I am going to bop around from their Japanese English names, they lived on the Moon Kingdom. And then the Moon Kingdom was attacked by Queen Beryl and her minions. And then Queen Serenity, she unleashed the power of the Silver Crystal that destroyed, well, not necessarily destroyed the Negaverse, but it kind of just like wounded them really good. And so she sent her people and the Sailor Guardians and Sailor Moon to Earth about 1,000 years into the future, where they was reincarnated in the bodies of like humans and stuff. So when all that happened, Sailor Moon was your average like kid. She was about 13. She was in middle school. She was a bumbling idiot. She was bad in her schoolwork. She was always late for her classes. She was a hopeless romantic. All she wanted to do was just look pretty, find herself a boyfriend, fall in love, get married, have kids, that type of thing. She cared about her friends. She cared about life, like all that stuff, right? And she was a huge crybaby scaredy cat, where she constantly cried every time something would upset her. Well, one day, she met a talking cat. The cat told her about what her past was like and told her how you're this hero supposed to save like the earth and universe and all this other stuff. So she became Sailor Moon. And it was really difficult for her because she was still that crybaby, cowardly person who would like run and cry when everybody do everything for her. And so that was like the span of like 50 something episodes or more, because this season is like really long and it's a lot of filler, right? Now, Sailor Moon, she fell in love back in the day with the guy named Prince Endymion. And then so it's like, now while on Earth, Serena or Usagi, what you want to call her, she was having a feud with this one guy named Mamoru, or Darien, whatever you want to call him. But he was secretly Tuxedo Mask, a mysterious man that kept helping her in her battles. Now, back in the day of the Moon Kingdom, him and her were destined to fall in love, and they were madly in love with each other, even though it was somewhat forbidden. So after being brainwashed and then turning good and finding each other's identities out and all this other stuff, they were very shocked and surprised to find out who they were, but then they instantly started like have feelings for each other because they remember back the good old days, you know. So in a way, he's kidnapped and he's in the frozen Arctic with Cream Barrel, and so the Sailor Guardians and Sailor Moon, they're out there going to like the evil fortress to fight the baddie, and then there are the 4 like monster type people, alien people, and they fight the Guardians. Now in the Deke version, it's shown, it was kind of edited weird. I didn't really understand what the world was going on, but when you watch the Viz version of it, you totally understand what happens. But I'm primarily going to talk about right now just the Deke version. So they all do battle. Sailor Moon's crying and talking about how she is cold and talking about like how these like 4 monster women are like really tough, and she just wants to go home and she just wants to like forget about it because everybody's too tough and it's scaring her, and everybody telling you have to like push through. You're the Moon Princess. You're the only person who can defeat Queen Beryl. So the other girls, they end up fighting her, but they end up getting like injured, like really bad. So they're constantly knocked out. But the bad girls, they end up like dying because they hit them with their, like, the Sailor Guardian hit them with their magic power and stuff like that. Anyway, so all alone and all scared, Sailor Moon goes into like the fortress where she finds the prince. Queen Beryl tells or orders Prince Endymion to go kill Sailor Moon, and he's trying his extreme best to like hack her up with his sword. And so like she uses the silver crystal in her moon wand to try to like heal him, to get him like unbrainwashed and stuff. But she can't, because like he absorbed way too much dark energy and stuff. So he's still trying his best to like kill her and everything. And he's kicking her around, tossing her around, slashing at her. She has no choice. She knows that in order to stop Queen Beryl, she has to stop the one man she loves more than life. And so she takes her tiara and she tries to kill him. But, like I said before, since he absorbs so much of the dark energy, nothing can stop him. In one last ditch effort, as he's about to take her head, she takes out her star locket, and as the music's playing, she just looks up at him with tears in her eyes, and she begs him to remember the man he used to be and how he used to love her and stuff. It must have worked, because for some reason he goes to touch the star locket. The moment he does, he's completely healed. Queen Beryl, she is not happy whatsoever. See, she's in love with Prince Endymion, and she hates Sailor Moon. And so, in a bit of rage, as he's like consoling with Sailor Moon, she picks up this huge, like, cinder block boulder type thing, and she just like launches it at Sailor Moon. Tuxedo Mask, or the prince, sees this, and then so like he takes out his rose and he throws it at the cinder block. See, his rose is supposed to be like really strong, and they cut things. That's pretty much like really one of the only weapons he has in the original anime. So it busts like through the cinder block, and next thing you know, you see the rose just stab Queen Beryl in the chest, and she doesn't understand like how this is like affecting her, because she falls to the ground and it's cracking at her chest, like she is literally about to like break in pieces and stuff. But sadly, the shards of like the cinder block, they stab the prince in the back, and he's now dying on the ground in Sailor Moon's arms. Queen Beryl, she crawls into like the type of like room where the main baddie is at. God, I forgot her name. I said it before in another video. Queen Battaglia, maybe? I'm not really sure. Anyway, so Queen Battaglia, who's the main baddie, who they've been like sucking up all this human energy up to like make her stronger, she takes the body of Queen Beryl, and now she's like an Ubermesh type person, right? And she's outside and she's ready to like destroy the world with just her magic, and she's just like blasting stuff. And we see Sailor Moon walk out to her and tells her straight up, you know, in the name of the moon, I will stop you and everything, and I'm not afraid. And then, well, actually then, so like Sailor Moon, Queen Beryl, she blasts her with something, and then next thing you know, this ice like forms up into like a giant pillar, and then out comes like this like spiky like ice, and we see Sailor Moon has now transformed into Princess Serenity. She's no longer in her Sailor Moon costume. Like it cuts to like the cats. They have these cats that talk to them. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So I'm trying to remember like from memory, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the cats, Luna, she's saying that, you know, like she's talking to Sailor Moon kind of like telepathy wise, something like that, telling her, you know, you can't be afraid, you know, the whole world's counting on you. And Sailor Moon responds to her, telling her that she's not afraid no more, and she's gonna defeat Queen Beryl and stuff. Now, what makes this so epic is the setup that led up to that. the iconic music Carry On by this one American singer and the battle that actually happens. Next thing you know, Queen Beryl hits her with like an energy blast, and Sailor Moon, she calls on her cosmic moon power, and the two energy just like clashes with each other. And that's basically it. Like, it's not like a huge like fisticuffs type fight. There's not a lot of running around and I'm trying to hit each other with energy blast. It's just those two standing in one spot with one long energy beam clashing with one another. It's simple, it's basic, and that's really all you need for this first like huge boss battle, you know? And so in the Deke version, the American dub version, as their energies are constantly like clashing one another, you hear Queen Beryl just pretty much just like smack talking to her, right? And you hear Sailor Moon telling her plain and simple, you know, I'm not gonna let you win this battle. There's too many people counting on me and stuff. And what makes it even more epic is that you hear the music in the background. The music in the background is made specifically for this battle. So it's not like some random thing you would hear. The music is like literally letting you know what is going on and stuff. And it's so iconic, it's loud, it's epic, and it just really makes you get the feels, you know what I'm saying? And then so we hear Sailor Moon keeps talking about like something she says. It's like she basically keeps saying how she's not gonna give up, but she needs help. Like, she's not afraid to like ask for that, you know? And so next thing you know, she's asking for the Sailor Scouts' help. Now, like I said before, and so we hear each Sailor Scout give her like words of encouragement, right? Sailor Mercury's telling her that, you know, if you need help with your homework assignment, she'll help her. Mars tell her stop being so stubborn, so they can still be friends. Jupiter telling her that they have to put her away because there's so many cute boys they still have to like chase and run after and stuff. And then you get the one from Sailor Venus telling her how they haven't been friends for all that long and their lives just can't end this way, you know? Because they really only known each other when they got reincarnated for like a couple of weeks to probably like a month or so. And then, and something that's really interesting that happens, you hear Princess Serenity tells them that she needs each and every one of them. And then you start to see these, like their astral projection hands grab her wand, infusing it with like more power. And then this huge energy blast, it just like hits Queen Battalion and stuff and destroying her. And then you hear like a monologue coming from exposition from Sailor, what's her name, Sailor Moon, saying that, you know, Beryl has been like blasted back to the Negaverse, and the world is now safe. The world is now at peace, and you know, and everything's all better now for her and her friends, stuff like that. And then after that, we see the girls no longer have their memories. They're now back in like the city of Juban district. They're running around, they're trying to get to class, and they don't remember who they are because something happened that erased their memories. And it's never really explained until the next season. But then we hear Artemis and we hear Luna talking about how the girls are like better now, they can live normal lives and all this other stuff. And I remember when I saw that, and I remember when I heard that, I was so confused, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And I watched the next season and it explained that Sailor Moon made a wish with the silver crystal that they will all just be normal girls again. I'm like, oh, okay. But what was so epic about that, what made me think of Sailor Moon being the hero that I enjoyed to see, was that it's not so much Sailor Moon, it was Serena. It's the fact that she's a bumbling idiot. It's the fact that she doesn't really care about like this or that she only cares about being pretty. She only cares about like finding love and stuff like that and just being happy. It's the fact that she's a crybaby who cries at every like second minute of the day because something upsets her. It's the fact that she is a coward and she was able to overcome all that and defeat and face off against a powerful force that literally destroyed her home, like moon planet. Well, moon's not a planet, but you know what I'm talking about. Her home of like the moon kingdom and stuff. And it's just like that takes a lot of guts, that takes a lot of bravery, that takes a lot of character development. You know, it's just that's one of the most realistic things I could ever see, like in a cartoon at that point in time. Because with other superheroes, we don't really know why they become the heroes that they are until they do like a flashback episode. And that normally happens when they was like younger, like a kids. Normally in American cartoon series of superhero stuff, we see them right off the bat as being a hero. They're confident, they're brave, they're doing the right thing, you know. But here it's like I got like a true origin story, you know. It's like, and it felt like something like that could happen in real life. I'm not saying like, oh, there's aliens and monsters, stuff like that. What I'm saying is like, when you are so scared to overcome the unmovable force and you look deep down inside yourself and you muster up enough strength and courage to defeat that entity, that is real. And that is what made me really appreciate this character, because I'm a dude, you know what I'm saying, and I like God stuff. Like, I like explosions, I love sword fights, I love people punching each other in the face. And the fact that I was able to get like so excited and feel something from this super girly cartoon says like a lot. And I'm not the only guy that has done that, you know. And then what made it even more special this moment is when I watched the actual Viz dub, the original Japanese version that has been redubbed and everything with new voices and stuff, American voices. And I could not believe how even more powerful that moment was, you know, because in the Deke version, it was more about because here's the thing, even though they were just hitting each other with energy blasts, it wasn't about brute strength. It was about this internal need to do the right thing and call upon help, because you have to realize that there's no I in team, that you always can't do everything on your own, and you need others to help you succeed in life. So that was more powerful. But when you watch the Viz version, it's more emotional and it's so different. I like both versions. I like the Deke one a little bit more better, but there are so many good moments in the Viz version of that one battle that makes it even more special. Basically, everything I said about now I'm gonna call her Usagi for now, since I'm talking about the Japanese one. So Usagi, everything I said was happening before, like the whole Mamoru getting killed and all this other stuff and all this other stuff, right? Before all that happened, remember how I said the Sailor Scouts got like hurt really bad and it was kind of edited weird and I really didn't understand what was going on? In this version, oh, it was darker. See, those four monster women, they murdered the Sailor Guardians. Straight up killed them. Well, some of them end up getting murdered. Other ones sacrificed their own lives. See, they knew how powerful they were. Some of them end up getting taken out and murdered. Other ones knew no matter what, Sailor Moon has to be the one to defeat the queen. She is the one who is destined for that. So some of them's all like, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. I'm going to take you with me. So they hit their magic powers on them, taking both their lives and the monster's life. The last one left standing is like Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars, which is interesting in itself because those two hate each other. Mars is so mean to her, and Sailor Moon literally tells her that, you know. Mars basically tells her that, like, you know, no matter what all happens, she really does care about her. And Sailor Moon's kind of like, why are you saying that? She knows exactly why she's saying that, because she knows that she's not going to make it out of there alive. And and it's just it making Sailor Moon even more like scared and stuff. Because it's even to the point where Sailor Moon was calling out to Queen Beryl, telling her, just take the silver crystal, you can have it. I don't care what you do with the world. I just want to go home with my friends and stuff like that. And then she kept trying to tell her friend, like she kept trying to tell Mars, like, you know, just go home. She'll defeat the last two like evil ladies, and then she'll defeat like Queen Beryl and all this other stuff. And of course Mars doesn't do that. Mars fights to the end and takes out two of them and stuff. And it's really touching because it's like right before they all die, they all say something sweet and inspirational to Sailor Moon. Now with all her friends dead and her boyfriend still brainwashed, she tells herself she's not going to be afraid and she's just going to do what she needs to do. So she runs towards the fortress. By this time, when she makes it there, Mamoru had just woke up and she confronts Queen Beryl. And there's Mamoru. He's kissing her hand. Now, in the Viz version, he tells her as he's dying, um, just go and live like a normal life and be an ordinary girl, stuff like that. And see, the thing is, she wants to kiss him, but she doesn't want to kiss him as he's dying. She says that, when she does kiss him, she wanted to be that, both of them are like together and in love and stuff like that. Artemis and Luna, they can sense that the fight has gone bad and that it's getting darker and colder. So they know the scouts have like failed, but they can still sense Sailor Moon. And so Luna starts running and she says she's going down to the D point, which is technically the Arctic. And she says she has to stop Queen Beryl herself. And Artemis are like, you can't do that. And she's all like, she has to, because she senses that Sailor Moon is about to unleash the power of the Silver Crystal. And if she does that, then she'll die just like Queen Serenity. See, the Silver Crystal is one of the most powerful artifacts in the entire universe. It has the ability to basically shape whatever type of reality you want. It can kill, it can heal, it can create, it can do pretty much anything if you know how to use it correctly. And the thing is, if you use it out of revenge, it will kill you. I think if you use it to kill somebody, I don't know if it will, I don't know if the manga, I don't know if it hurts you or not, but I know like, yeah, like that's what happened to Queen Serenity. She used it to avenge like the entire Moon Kingdom and on Queen Beryl, and that's how she ended up dying when she unleashed the full power of the crystal. Now, the way Sailor Moon approaches Queen Battaglia is similar to like the Deke version, but it's ominous. Like there's this strange feeling you get because it's this quiet stillness and the music is very gentle. It's the typical Sailor Moon music from like the anime, the Japanese anime, but it's just it's playing up as she's walking towards her, getting hyped. Then as she stands there, Queen Battaglia is like sassing her and everything. And then same thing with the other thing, she hits her with the energy blast and she turns into like Princess Serenity on that little crystal ice pillar type thing. And it's just this calm, eerie, melodramatic feeling you get because Sailor Moon or Princess Serenity, she just has her head down. And you hear kind of this like this very beautiful music, and it's just so still and quiet. And Sailor Moon's not saying nothing to her. She just has her head down, and then she lifts her head up with her eye, and she opens her eyes, and then she holds the wand like up in the air, and she just like says like Moon healing escalation. And then of course that's the huge like boss battle that I told you before. And as the energy is colliding with one another, Queen Battaglia, she tells her, why are you fighting for this earth? It's just as dirty and cruel as any other place, like the Moon Kingdom, stuff like that. Why are you doing it? And the dialogue is completely different from the Deke version. Princess Serenity basically tells her because she has faith. She has faith in the human people. She has faith in her friends. She has faith in love. See, the dialogue in the Deke version was more and powerful, but the one in the Viz version, in the Japanese version, is more emotional. She basically tells her, how like love is just like so powerful and stuff like that, and like she's gonna fight for it no matter what. And then in this version, you actually hear her struggle as she's trying to like block Queen Battalia's blast and stuff. That's something you don't hear in the Deke version. But in this version, you're literally knowing Princess Serenity is losing this fight. The Silver Crystal might be powerful and everything, but she's still inexperienced, don't know how to use it. And Queen Battaglia is super uber mashed right now. And so she basically tells like her friends, or I think the people, or something like that. She tells somebody like, I need your strength, like right now. And and how she's gonna keep fighting for love and all this stuff. And then she has all these flashbacks of like, remember how I said the Sailor Scouts gave her inspirational messages to defeat the Queen? But in this version, the Sailor Guardians, she's having flashbacks of every time one of them experienced love and how they felt about that. And as she's struggling extremely hard because the energy blast is coming closer and closer towards her, she tells them like, like I need like your strength. And then of course that's the other moment where you see like, because instead of like astral projection, it's the ghost of the Sailor Guardians. They're like grabbing on to the wand and they're infusing it with their strength from their own planets. And they're able to like, really give like so much energy and stuff, and it's just like the energy is like so overwhelming that like it's too much energy, and it literally just like kills Queen Battaglia. But the power, like I said, was so powerful that it literally is destroying like the D point area and stuff, like that Arctic area. And like everything's like disintegrating in its sight, is like crumbling, is rumbling, and it's slowly moving backwards towards the Sailor Guardians. And then out of nowhere, Sailor Moon gives this very quaint little like story of like her life, of how she is in her everyday life. She does it very still like and very quietly, and it's like this really like melodramatic music. And she's basically just telling the story of like how she hates to get up early in the morning. Her mom wakes her up, her little cuckoo clock goes off. She tells her mom just give her 3 more minutes. But of course, like, she's late for school. Her teacher makes her sit outside because she's late. When she gets inside and she sees all the red marks on her test paper because she did so badly, then her and her friends, they go and get like dessert, and then they just look and stare at the party dresses at the boutique store. And she talks about like just how like that's just like a perfect normal day for her, or basically just a normal day for her, and how like perfect it is just for her and her friends just to have the special moment of looking at these dresses and wishing you can go out and just have a good time and not worry about anything. And she basically just says that that is all she wants in life. She just wants to be normal, period. She does not want the responsibility of being a Sailor Moon no more. The evil has now been defeated. She doesn't know about all the other evil entities out in space from the other seasons. She just thinks this is it and that's all. And so she makes the ultimate wish with the silver crystal. And then of course, like in the other version, they're all alive again. And they have no memory of who they are. And it's just you can't help but to get this like sensational feeling, this powerful emotional speech. And it was just a simple speech. It wasn't like this loud bursting like type speech. It was just very simple of her telling like what her life is every day when she wakes up and go to school. And she just wants that. Like she doesn't care if she makes bad grades at school. That's all she literally wants and everything. And it's just, this is why I think she's one of the greatest superheroes of all time. And it's interesting because Queen Battaglia, that is the only boss she's ever like murdered in Sailor Moon. All the other ones, she's either healed or like the uber like bad person killed them or something like that, you know? And I think that was kind of interesting because it really shows who she is. She's not a murderer. And she also knows she can't use the silver crystal to keep killing people because it'll like take her and stuff. But yeah, it really shows like who she is, you know? It's just, she fights for love. She fights for life. She fights for peace. That's all she wants. She just wants everybody to experience that. She doesn't want nobody to have a bad day. She doesn't want nobody to feel down about themselves. When they are, she picks them up. And it's just like she's the unlikely hero who is a coward, who is a crybaby, who is a klutz. But she's the most powerful person in the entire universe. And that's just like when I knew, like, you know, she is my hero. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.